Hey everyone, my name's Abby and welcome to Brown and Bougie, the podcast about me, a brown girl living in a bougie world.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Brown and Bougie. Number one, I just wanted to say happy New Year. I cannot believe, legit cannot believe that 2020 is here. I'll be honest, this decade has been mad, legit mad. It's just so crazy. So before I do my little flashback of my experience over the last 10 years, what I've learned and, things like that, I want to just say this year, whatever happens, make sure you feel that you have the control. Make those decisions. Make sure that if you want to go to the gym and lose weight, go do it. If you want to study and finish that degree, you do it. It's all up to you. And it's the biggest lesson I've probably learned over the last 10 years. I used to, in 2009, I'm really trying to think how old I was. Jeez, I was like 15. How old am I now? Yeah, 15. My maths is awful. But yeah, literally, I was 15 years old. I was still at school. I literally didn't know what, looks-wise, God, I didn't know what makeup, I knew what makeup was. I didn't know how to apply it. I never did apply it. My mum was a bit like, why are you wearing makeup when you're 15? And I'll be honest, literally, seriously, I didn't have a smartphone. I had a little, flip phone, and it had, a little aerial. And it was really funny, I was on a top-up pay-as-you-go thing. So my dad used to only give me £5 for 3 months because he was like, you don't need a phone and whatever it was, typical brown thing, I guess. But literally, I used to never use a smartphone just wasn't a thing. Now, I know it's sometimes a bit bad, but I'm very reliant on my phone, everyone is, and stuff. I scroll through my pictures for memories and things like that, and whatever it is, things have changed so much in terms of technology and the people you were around, family, there's so many more in terms of family and stuff. My family's expanded crazy amounts. We've had countless amount of marriages, countless amounts of kids, and everything's just changed, and I think the biggest thing for me, I went to an all-girls school, was actually over the last 10 years, the biggest change for me to kind of transitioning from a child who was very, very innocent and naive, which I've mentioned many times on my podcast before, to a woman who knows, I would like to say I can never go back to being so innocent and naive, and it's because of the experience that you have. For me, because the last 10 years was probably one of the biggest transitions, going from teenager to a kind of forced adult student and whatever it was, you've got to adapt. And I always say, someone said to me that, what's the plan and for the next year or the few years or whatever it is. And I said, for the next 10 years, my biggest challenge is the adult life. I have a marriage coming up, I have kids coming up, I have, and then not specifically me, but people who are kind of, they always say it's kind of your late 20s and your early 30s that the biggest kind of transition of you being a single woman, for example, to being a mother, to being a wife, to be a daughter-in-law, whatever, all that change comes in the next 10 years. So I went from one part of, looking back, I've had one change, whereas I've had another change, which is going to be more dependent on other people and how I deal with them, as opposed to the last 10 years being about myself, if that even makes any sense. So I guess I just kind of wanted to do this podcast, give you a bit of, beginning of the year, beginning of the decade motivation. It just trips me up that I don't know where the hell 2019 went. I'll be so honest with you, I did not know where the hell 2019 went. But I'm telling you, the older and older I get, the quicker the years go by. And I was kind of scrolling through pictures, scrolling through videos and stuff. And I've changed. I've definitely changed looks-wise, personality-wise, the people around me. And, I thank every single person who I've met in the last 10 years. Thank you for, the people I don't talk to, the people I do talk to, the people who even follow me on Instagram, whatever it is, all that stuff. Thank you, because, I really strongly believe that every person in this world walks into your life for a reason. There's always a reason for why they come into your life. They could teach you something, good or bad. Like I said before, I've been fucked over by friends. I've had loads of friends who, messed me over, treated me really shit, and things like that. Excuse my language, but that's the situation. I've also had, career blips. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? I had a job, absolutely hated it. My manager wasn't the nicest of people. And yeah, I've fallen down God knows how many times this last decade. I've really probably hit the most rock bottom I did in life. And actually, I probably learned more about who I am as a person. But the biggest thing you've got to remember is it's actually always really nice to look back. And I kind of spent my New Year's Eve looking back at pictures, doing the things I wanted to do. I spent some time with some friends. I spent some time with a family. I had a nap, because I was like, okay, cool. Like, I've got work on the 2nd. So if I nap on the 1st, I'm going to struggle to sleep on the night of the 1st. So it's going to stay. So I had to really calculate it, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, do the things that you love. That's what's important. And set your goals and always be realistic. Someone said to me a few days ago, said, I'm going to stop drinking for 6 months. And I said, okay, if you want to, that's fine. But as a person who drinks a fair amount, be realistic with your goals. Tell yourself that, okay, you're going to do 1 month first. Do dry Jan first. Why don't you start small steps and then build yourself up? And that's the way to make a goal. That's the way to make an achievable goal. The number of times, as I've been going to the gym for a few years now, and literally the first 2 weeks of January is heaving with people. Oh my God, it's heaving with people. And literally by the end of January, beginning of Feb, there's no one there. I'm like, why are you doing this? Do you know what I mean? Like, literally, if you start a goal, be realistic. Because people go, oh, okay, I'm going to start being fit for the whole year. Well, okay. That's a habit. It's a change. And they say that it takes 28 days to pick up a habit. But, I think, again, I've lost friends. I don't know if I've mentioned this previously, but I did have a friend who passed away a few years ago, and I think it really put things into perspective for me. I still think about her every single day. I miss her so much, but I only knew her for a year. I only knew her for a year at uni, but she always said to me, Abby, life is so short, like, don't do it. Like, just, if you want to do something, don't wait. If you want to travel, just do it. You will find the money. Money comes and goes. Just do it. And she used to always tell me that. And after she left, I always kind of stuck by those words because, obviously, number one, she said it. But number two, it was so true. It's so true. So I want this year, for you anyway, I want you to think about how you can make it a better year. The last thing you want is all of a sudden, fast forward 12 months, December 2020 is here, and you're like, what the hell did I do? Because you shouldn't do that, because life is so precious. I come from a country where, Sri Lanka had the biggest genocide ever, and you go back and you see people with no eyes and no arms and no legs and no family, and they're just left alone. And it really puts life into perspective for you. So if there's things that you've always wanted to do, like, work for a charity, donate blood, that's something I actually needed to do last year, never got around to it, and I'm very, very disappointed in myself. But I'm going to make sure I get that done this year, because it's just something I've always wanted to do, and you should do it. Because why should you let time stop you? If you wanted to hustle, you could hustle. And, there's so many people who on social media, as much as I sometimes disagree with the way social media works, there are some people who literally can inspire you in so many ways to literally be a better person. People like The Rock, so Dwayne Johnson, he's so good on Instagram. Like, legit, his hustle is insanely insane. Like, legit, he wakes up at like 4 a.m. in the morning, he works out, he's back-to-back work, spends time with his family and all that stuff like that. And I think it's so important to make sure that you find the time for everyone that you love, because there's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. We all have the same amount of time in the day. And, if a celebrity can do it, if anyone can do it, you can. So don't worry about it. You will be fine. And I think that's the most important thing that you've got to remember. So I guess I don't want to make this one too long, because at the end of the day, I'm sure you all have happy New Year plans. What do I mean by that? I mean, I'm sure you have New Year plans. But always remember, life is too short, and just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Do what you want. You are the biggest priority. Be selfish. Obviously not in an extent where you're pushing other people down. No, that's not okay. But be selfish to the fact that you improve who you are in the ways that you want, because you always come first, and that's what's always got to remember. So, like I said, making this one super short, super quick, super snappy. I will be back this year with more and more podcasts. I know I did kind of disappear for a few months, and I will get to that at a later date as to why that happened. I guess I had some things to focus on, and I've always said in the past that for me, I'm not going to just release a podcast for the sake of it. I enjoy doing these, and I enjoy people messaging me and people feeling impacted. And even if one person listens to my podcast every single time I do it and feels impacted, that's all I want. I do this for my happiness, and I do this to benefit other people. So I'm not going to just release something for the sake of it. And I know loads of people do that, but it doesn't make me feel happy. I always want to make sure that everything I'm releasing is 100% good quality, and people want to come back for more. So that's the point. Thank you so much for your support in the last, year and a half of Brown and Bougie, despite the half year that I kind of ghosted. But apart from that, thank you so much for your support. If you ever would like to message me about topics that you would like me to talk about, if you would ever like to even feature on my podcast or anything like that, let me know. And I'm sure we can sort something out. Thank you so much to every person I've met the last 10 years. I'm 100% sure that you have enlightened my life in some sort of way. And to all the people who are shitty dicks to me, excuse the language, and I'm really, really sorry for using those words, thank you too. I've gone from being angry at you, I've gone from being upset at you, and I've gone from learning that you came into my life to teach me a lesson that, although it hurt, it taught me one of the best ones. So don't do anything that you don't want to do. Make sure that you live life yourself, because it's your life and it's too short to be living for other people, to be selfless consistently. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to want to think, I come first. There's nothing wrong with that. And just hustle so hard that, every single day you want it to be kind of worth it. That's the point. So for me, I'm super excited. I'm freaking nervous, like shitting myself, to think that in the next 10 years that I'm going to be a mum, I'm going to be a wife, I'm going to be a daughter-in-law, like maybe a sister-in-law. I don't know. That stuff is freaking me out, fam. But it's part of life. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. And we'll see what kind of changes happen. So good luck. All the best. Is that a really freshy thing to say? All the best. It is a freshy thing to say. Anyway, it's okay. I'm proud of my roots. But I just wanted to wish you the happy of New Year. Again, I don't know if that makes sense too. But yeah, Happy New Year, peeps. Here's to 2020. Okay, so today's tune of the day, obviously, because it's the new year, I ain't going to put no sad vibes towards you. So I'm all about the motivational songs. I do have a motivational kind of few songs that I really, really enjoy. They kind of come out at the gym normally and stuff, or I'm just when I'm feeling in a bit of a slump. As they say. Can't Hold Us by Ryan Lewis and Macklemore is today's tune of the day. The reason why is this used to be literally one of my favourite songs at one point whenever it came out. I think it was 2012, 2013. And at the time I was obviously I was kind of transitioning between school and university. So it was just a really motivational song, and it's probably one of my favourite motivational songs. And actually my girls put it in a video that they did for me for my 21st birthday, because obviously they knew how much I loved that song. So it's such a banger. Like, I just nice vibes, that's what I'm all about, whatever. But in the meantime, I know shameless plug and stuff, but do check out my songs on Spotify. It's just Brown and Bougie, the same handle. And if you check it out, there are loads of different varieties of songs. You probably, if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, you know that my taste really, really differs and has a massive transition from Western to Eastern, and mixes of different types of songs, like the sad and the happy stuff and the motivational stuff and whatever. So do check it out. Let me know if you like any songs from there, or if there's any songs that you feel like I should add or whatever it is. Always open to suggestions. That's how this whole thing works. So today's motivational banger to start the new decade is Ceiling Can't Hold Us. Do you say Ceiling Can't Hold Us? Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. Thanks again. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and also follow me on Instagram at brownandbougie__. I hope you all have a great day wherever you are, and don't forget to tune in next time. See you soon. Bye.
return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, hip strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Bad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back crush shit. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.
Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Now, can I kick it? Thank you, yeah, I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me, go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on shark week. Raw, time to go off, gone, deuces goodbye. I got a world to see, and my girl, she wanna see Rome. Caesar make you a believer, nah, I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people. Now, sing this song and it goes like, raise those hands, this is our party. We came here to live life like nobody was watching. I got my city right behind me. If I fall, they got me. Learn from that failure, gain humility, and then we keep marching.
Can we go back?